Hey, what is up, everybody? So this is my first ever live. I know it's a great way to start a conversation for this productivity group, but also just in general. I've only ever streamed through this, so yeah, trying to figure out YouTube and all this technology stuff they have. But anyway, I just want to cover something that I've been struggling with for years, and from time to time I still do, and that is me or how we are our own worst enemies at times. Um, It is something that too many of us tend to fall into when we don't really need to. I mean, yeah, some of us have been through a lot of difficult times growing up, but that is not our identity now because if we keep living in that, then that is our our future, our future and our current living situation. So we're going to be in that constant mindset all the time, which would be survival, and it makes it incredibly stressful, not just for you, but for loved ones and for those around you. And with me being married, well, I'm at the comfort of my own home, so that's why I don't have my ring on. But it can be very stressful for a relationship. So that's why I would highly recommend counseling. Counseling has helped us so much. Just excuse me, sorry. Um, on so many levels, but make sure you have a really, really good counselor. But it's up to us on so many levels because the counselor can ask really good questions that you guys don't even think of, but they're professionals in it, and they know how to pull out really, really good things so that you guys can better understand and communicate things at a higher level. And earlier on in marriage, there were just so many things that I carried over from my childhood that I didn't realize that I carried over to my adulthood, but I'd just done them on autopilot for so long. And and I would constantly live in this mindset of feeling trapped and scared all the time. And it wasn't until I think like 8 years of marriage, I think it was eight, maybe it was seven, somewhere around there. Anyway, where I always I always felt really uncomfortable putting my back toward a door, no matter where I was. But it's because a lot of bad, hurtful things happened to me when I was enclosed in a room, and because of that, um, I would always want to be able to view the door as a way and a means for me to escape. And then when COVID came around, I didn't really have a choice but to actually stay home. So I had to learn to adapt and suck it up and get used to that, which isn't really, you have to be careful how you approach stuff like that. Um, you want to do some research and have a really strong community of other people who you can chat with whenever, trauma flares up because it will. And sometimes, not sometimes, but you will actually start to notice a lot of negative feedback, or it'll feel negative, but it's just part of the growing process because growing does not always feel good. Let's just be honest. And if you happen to, I know this is random, but it's part of my ADHD. These fidgets are amazing if you have trauma. They really help me. I just calm my mind down and help me focus a little bit better because it helps stimulate the brain, so in the mind. So if you hear any like flip flaps while I'm recording, it's this thing. Um, let's see. So I'm just going to go back to the beginning and say you need to know who your enemy is. Um, and a lot of times, just our inner critic. And that inner critic can literally take years off of our life. And I know that's pretty vague, but let me explain. Like in this sense, it's the truth, but like I want to say it's also a metaphor, because you have so much God given potential. God gave you so many skills and abilities. Like it'll blow your mind if you were to actually see Him, yeah, if you actually knew how He viewed you, and He sees your whole life. Like it's just wild. Um, so that's the first thing I would highly recommend. Just learn to pray and grow that relationship with God, um, and Christ. Like follow the teachings of Jesus. Because side note, just because somebody says they believe in God, that doesn't mean it's the God of the Bible. Like true Christians, they follow the word. Well, they follow Jesus's teachings. So just be careful, because there are a lot of well, I don't want to get into it, but yeah, it's just really sad how Christ and the church is represented nowadays, and throughout history. So yeah, just be very careful. But it's crazy. I mean, if you want to go home, just go home and just jot down some notes of things that you really enjoy doing, like that you love doing, and that you know that you're really, really good at, no matter how silly or how wild or out there it may seem. is go home, put a line down the piece of paper here. I'll do some visualness for you. Put a line down the piece of paper and then write positives and negatives. And on the positives, put all the fun things that you love doing, the positive, fun things you really enjoy doing. And the negatives, write down the things that you hate. And just see if there's any way you can start implementing those things you really enjoy into your job so that you can make your job a little bit more entertaining and fun. And if not, then, well, maybe you can either get another job that lines up with something else that you'll want to do or start working for yourself, which that's what I can help you do. If you want to take that route, like I really enjoy helping dads kind of leave their 9 to 5 or just excel in the workplace. And there's so much power in community. So it's a massive accountability, encouragement, wise counsel, and we get to share humor too. Humor is fun, because it's really boring not to have any of that. Too many people they take life too serious all the time. I'm like, well, let's give me a, a mental diarrhea headache all the time. Yeah, there's my random humor for you. Um, yeah, but it's just wild. I mean, sometimes this is what I do. So, I know not everybody, would definitely agree with what I do because it's extreme. But if you know you hate your job, put in your 2 weeks notice today or tomorrow. And then at that point, you're, like, burning all bridges, so you have to find another job. Um, I know that's not the most logical reasoning or way to do it, but a lot of people, they do it that way. And then do. Um, and sometimes we have to take those extreme measures to for us to actually take it super serious. um, because every day is just a day wasted if you're not living in your purpose. There is this guy. I have his book right over here. Hold on. And this will probably show up. This will probably show up backwards, but it's the pursuit of purpose, or in pursuit of purpose by Dr. Miles Monroe. This man knows how to speak, like, and he is all about helping you find your God-given potential and using your purpose, um, to in a way to grow the kingdom. Um, but unfortunately, if you're trying to look for any more books by him, he unfortunately died, I think, in 2014 in a plane accident. So yeah, that really stinks. But his legacy he left back, or he has so many books, so many audios, and I'm pretty sure he'll have like worksheets and all that kind of stuff. And he started I think he started a nonprofit, Monroe Global. I'll check it out. Um, but yeah, I'm going to keep this one short and sweet because well, it's been a pretty crazy day and I'm pretty tired. So, yeah, and I just polished off this last thing of coffee. But all right, team, or almost called you team. All right, everybody. I'll see you next time.